Hello and welcome to this third webinar on the 2014-15 Relocate Awards with me, Louise Whitson from the Relocate team, and our Managing Editor, Fiona Murchie.
Hello.
Today we're going to highlight the awards for Inspirational HR Team of the Year, Best HR and Supplier Strategy or Team, Relocation Service Provider or Team of the Year, and Immigration Team of the Year, and talk to one of last year's winners.
Feedback on the previous two webinars has been very positive. If you have any topics you want us to cover in the next webinar, which will be available from Friday the 20th of February, do email us. With 12 categories covering every aspect of the relocation profession, from HR to service suppliers and specialist providers, both UK and international, there's something for everyone. And just remember that our entry deadline is Friday 13th of March. Everything you need to compile your winning entry is on our website.
We begin today with the Inspirational HR Team of the Year award, which this year is sponsored by Grable Relocation. The key points about the Inspirational HR Team of the Year category are: a team can be of any size, provided that it can demonstrate outstanding leadership and excellence in relocation and inspires others. It can consist of one person working with other departments within their organisation, such as tax, travel, benefits, talent, or with their external suppliers, a relocation management company or destination service provider, for example, or with a specialist provider in immigration or cross-cultural support. Alternatively, a whole HR mobility team or special project team can enter. And suppliers, if you know of an HR team or an individual HR professional that's doing a really good job, whether you've worked with them, seen a conference presentation by them, or read an article by or about them, please let us know by emailing awards@relocatemagazine.com so that we can follow them up and give them the recognition they deserve. And if you want to enter a project you've undertaken in partnership with HR, there's a category that's specially for you, Best HR and Supplier Strategy or Team, which we'll also be covering today.
I love the Inspirational HR category, the energy and enthusiasm that lie behind the winning teams, and the fact that they're about solving problems, working together, breaking new ground, and having a sense of achievement. Entry is open to all HR professionals in the private or public sector, UK and internationally based. We've had some fantastic winners of this category, including NATS, Ernst & Young, BP, John Lewis, Lloyds Register Group, and last year ING Investment India, which took the award for a fascinating case study addressing employee engagement in a challenging cultural context. But you don't have to be a big blue chip organisation to enter or to win. We want to hear from smaller companies too, and individuals working with colleagues internally or with outsourced partners. Perhaps those HR teams new to relocation or helping to grow their organisation's presence in a new or challenging environment should think about entering this year. This will help you to gain recognition for your achievements, motivate your team, and promote the value of mobility to your business. This is, after all, a fast-changing and complex arena. Sometimes a merger or acquisition leads to relocation, and how your team handles the move can make an award-winning case study. Review of relocation policy and strategy due to growth or a change in the market or a group move, either domestic or international, can present an inspiring demonstration of engagement and teamwork, as can utilising technology or leadership to overcome skill shortages.
Yes, and if you have any queries about this category, please call or email us. Fiona, remind us of the benefits of entering.
Well, Louise, Sandra Barker, who managed the winning NATS team, summed it up very well when she said, "The pleasure derived from winning the Relocate Awards has lasted, as the trophies are prominently displayed by HR. To us, they are recognition of the responsiveness, innovation, care and many, many hours of hard work it takes to create an environment to encourage people to relocate willingly." The benefits for HR of winning are from receiving external recognition, engendering pride in ourselves, and the successful melding of the skills and expertise of the cross-functional team. Lloyds Register won in 2013. Their achievements are showcased on pages 14 to 18 of the spring 2014 issue of Relocate magazine, and the feature with fabulous photographs makes inspiring reading. This 250-year-old organisation with an international reputation moved its marine business from the City of London to a new state-of-the-art global technology centre at the University of Southampton.
Explained Bev Latham, Lloyds Register's People Stream Team Lead, this was a unique opportunity for us to maintain our reputation as a global technology leader and create a global research and development network. Moving the business, 400 employees, and hearts and minds was very much part of the process. HR operations colleagues were joined by colleagues focusing specifically on relocation, engagement, communications and resourcing. The entry demonstrated how a long-established, successful business could embrace change and the global opportunities provided by more networked and collaborative working.
Last year's winner also demonstrated the power of engagement. Rajesh Manik, VP and Head of HR and Communications, led a small team of 2 to make ING Investment Management India's best place to work. This was at a time when employee satisfaction and attrition were challenges in an industry that needed high-knowledge workers in a competitive environment. Their goal was achieved after less than 2 years. ING's people-focused initiative was described by the judges as a fascinating case study addressing employee engagement in a challenging cultural context. They demonstrated a massive team effort and investment in people with inspiring communications and a comprehensive benefits programme.
And just a reminder that you can read our case study on 2013-14 Inspirational HR Team of the Year winner ING Investment Management India in the summer 2014 issue of Relocate magazine, which is available in the back issues section of our website. We're now going to hear an interview with Lloyds Register's Bev Latham.
So, Bev, it's great to have you here today. So I just wanted to find out from you why it was that you did decide to enter the Inspirational HR Award.
I attended the Relocation Awards the year before in 2012 as a guest.
Oh, right.
And I suppose saw the opportunity. Given the project that we're on, it's a significant change project. It's a great opportunity in itself, but it had all the ingredients really to I think to be able to hit the criteria. Following the awards, I tracked down the lady who'd been the lead for John Lewis and managed to get an introduction and talk to her about the nature of the project that they'd been involved in on a piece of work, and yeah, it became a challenge really for the team. So we set out the stall sort of 12 months in advance and said, "Yep, that's what we're going to go for." And I think for me personally, you know, I've led a number of change projects. That's what I do, and this particular project at Lloyds has given me the opportunity really to, it's the culmination of all of my leadership experience. So, you know, it was kind of now or never.
Oh,
this is the time to win something.
Great. And obviously, I mean, that sort of highlights for the organisation internally what your team has been doing. Was that part of the process as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's about, you know, showcasing the team internally and externally, and it's just fantastic, isn't it, to get that kind of recognition. Has been very, very motivational.
And actually going through the process of completing the entry, was that helpful?
Yeah, it was quite a challenge to wordsmith everything into the number of words that you have, and that means that every word that you say within that entry documentation has to be powerful. Every sentence has to be powerful. So it was, in terms of creating elevator speeches for the different parts of the team, I think it was very useful because we had to really hone our thinking around where had we added value and what had we delivered. so that material has been useful for other things subsequently.
Oh, fantastic. Perhaps you could just describe briefly what the project was all about.
It's a relocation project in essence. So the global marine business stream in Lloyds Register is moving head office from London, in the city where we've been based for more than 250 years, and we're moving to Southampton. We are partnering with the University of Southampton, and that supports the organisation's strategic intent around positioning ourselves as technology leaders, being at the forefront in terms of research and development for the marine industry. So we're moving to a new location, which is actually on the university campus in partnership with Southampton University. At the same time, there's a kind of cultural shift, a new ways of working kind of concept going on that we need to. We've got a long history of success, but actually to face the future, we need to start to work in a different way. So shifting from sort of compliance behaviours more towards consultancy, being flexible, adaptable, ahead of the marketplace. So there's a number of things going on, and for the people stream, we've got 400 job roles that are in scope for that move, and within the stream we're dealing with HR operations around, obviously, the consultation with those individuals, deal with relocation, so for those individuals who are able to join us, we're actually, dealing with supporting them moving homes, properties, their chattels and everything else. We've got a resourcing stream who are filling the roles which, where unfortunately people are not able to make the move. And then I've got a number of people who are dedicated around data and finance within the team and keep the sort of administration part going. And then finally we've got comms and engagement stream.
Oh, that all sounds fascinating. So what are your biggest challenges, do you think, and what have you had to overcome? To highlight some of those things that you brought out in your entry.
I think initially the biggest challenge was kind of designing the processes that we would follow versus implementation. So as the project team were forming, the business had already committed to implementation dates, and we were really on the back foot in terms of design. So process design for all of the various activities, that was a real challenge. The organisation has a very long history and legacy of being here in London. There was some resistance to change, which is still evident. So actually, trying to engage with a population who are not all eager to make this move has been an ongoing challenge for us as well. The organisation doesn't have experience of significant change on this scale, so not only designing process, but trying to influence and ensure compliance with this volume of people that are undergoing the experience has been, again, an ongoing issue for us to try to address. I think now, as we're sort of looking forward into this last year of the project, this is year 3, so it's a long time in show business for a project team, and there's something going on for us that's around mental toughness and resilience. That's something that we're looking at the moment, so that we keep fresh and we keep energised and motivated. And then the other thing for this year is around scoping business as usual activity, because we need to hand back all of the activity that we've taken from the normal business teams. We have to hand back and introduce them to the new process design that we've introduced.
And the actual mobility side of it, the relocation of the people and engaging with the employees and their families, you've obviously worked in partnership with various relocation suppliers.
We work with a dedicated relocation supplier as we move into to this year, that's one of the key areas for us in terms of handing back to business as usual, because the relocation, the lag in terms of the time frame for relocation activity is much greater. So the HR operations activity around consulting with people and committing to new terms and conditions, or unfortunately making some people redundant, that's quite, in the moment. But the result of that for those people who are moving can then be another 12 months out. So the project will close in terms of the people activity, whilst there is still quite a lot going on in the relocation space, and we need to hand those processes back to existing teams and those people back to the existing relocation team. So that's one of the big pieces of work for us this year.
Well, that all sounds fascinating. So the benefits then for your team, I mean, do you want to just sort of summarise those?
Yeah, I think that the external acknowledgement has been, very powerful and very motivational. We've appeared in the press a number of times now, not just in the Relocate magazine, but we've been in the IDS. We've just recently done a case study in IDS magazine, so that's been quite exciting, and also it's given us the opportunity to raise our profile internally as well. So the articles are shared within the business. We got some fantastic feedback and congratulation notes from the CEO personally downwards, the various directors and what have you. We got some fantastic congratulation notes following the awards, which was very, very exciting, and as I say, very, very motivational. I think, we are a project team, so we are here to do a very specific job, and we're into the last year of that now. So on a personal level, that this kind of recognition is good for the team, for their LinkedIn profiles and everything else, because we are a team where our project is coming to an end, and the guys will need to go and find their next project in the not too distant future. So it's personally quite rewarding as well. I think in terms of the night and the awards ceremony, it was extremely it was extremely exciting. Yeah, it was a real high when Lloyds Register was announced. It was very, very exciting.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so very much for contributing to this interview, and many congratulations again for being the Inspirational HR Team of the Year 2012-13, and all the best with the rest of your project.
Next is one of our newer categories, Best HR and Supplier Strategy or Team, which recognises the outstanding work being done by HR and Supplier Partnerships. It's sponsored by Cheval Residences. This award is aimed at HR teams working with a supplier to deliver a relocation strategy that enhances the organisation's business objectives or the quality of the relocation support provided to employees. The HR team can be working with the supplier on a particular project that requires a new strategy, or it can be delivering a total package with support from an outsourced supplier. A work in progress is perfectly acceptable. Entrants should indicate whether they are entering a team or a strategy by ticking the appropriate box on the entry form. Fiona, why is it important for HR and supplier teams to enter this category?
For HR, winning this award is a prestigious, high-profile way of demonstrating best practice and having your contribution to the lives of employees and their families and to your company recognised, both outside the organisation and within it, and of motivating and engaging your team. Entering this award shows your commitment to your organisation and provides an opportunity to benchmark your achievements against those of other companies. For suppliers, winning this award is a great way of showcasing your company and its products or services, and can really make the difference when you're pitching for new business.
Our first winner of this category in 2012-13 was specialist immigration firm Newland Chase. The judges found that the outcomes of its strategic approach had benefits not only for the client company, but also for the UK economy as a whole. Our 2013-14 winner was Crown World Mobility with Novartis Pharma. Their implementation of a new global mobility strategy, as part of which Crown extended the scope of its partnership to become the provider for 2,500 to 3,000 Novartis employees annually across 140 countries, impressed the judges, who said, "This entry shows excellent teamwork as the two organisations work together to manage the huge increase in volume of work with successful outcomes within a very short period." Also on the shortlist were Augusta Westland, Interdene and Definitive Immigration Services.
You can, of course, read our case study on Crown World Mobility and Novartis Pharma in the summer 2014 issue of Relocate magazine, which is available on the back issues section of our website. And Crown's Sean Norman has contributed a fascinating article on the role of women in business in the Middle East to the winter 2014-15 issue of Relocate magazine, and you'll find that on the back issues section too.
That brings us to Relocation Service Provider or Team of the Year, always one of our most popular categories. It's sponsored again this year by Skyline Worldwide. This category is open to any provider organisation or team of any size which can demonstrate that it provides an excellent relocation support service to clients and their relocatees. We welcome entrants from across the relocation sector, including relocation management companies and specialist suppliers such as removals companies, both UK and internationally based. Immigration and financial advisors, of course, have their own dedicated categories now. We'll be covering Immigration Team of the Year later in this webinar and Financial Support and Innovation in our 20th of February webinar.
Subject to sufficient breadth of entries, we'll subdivide this category to reward different types and sizes of organisations, large ones, small ones and specialist providers, both UK and international, as we've done in previous years. The 2013-14 awards, for example, saw two winners of this category. IPM Global Mobility was our Relocation Service Provider of the Year, and Brookfield Global Relocation Services was our International Relocation Service Provider of the Year. You can read case studies on both via the back issue section of our website. And the 2012-13 awards saw no fewer than three very worthy winners of this category. Connell's Relocation Services as UK Service Provider of the Year, Mobility Services International as International Service Provider of the Year, and Newland Chase as Team of the Year. The autumn 2014 issue of Relocate magazine featured an article by Brookfield's Karen Cancroft on international group moves, and the winter 2014-15 edition includes a case study on the successful partnership between IPM Global Mobility and its client National Grid. Again, both articles are available via the website. We're now going to hear a short interview with Alan Bentley of IPM Global Mobility. You can also hear an interview with Simon Robbins and Helen Grierson of Connell's Relocation, winners of this category in 2013-14 via the website.
I'm talking today to Alan Bentley of IPM Global Mobility, the UK winner of one of the most hotly contested awards categories. So, as some of you may already know, IPM provides a comprehensive relocation support service to a wide range of clients and their assignees. And it's also perfect for those expanding operations to overseas locations for the first time. This is of great interest also to our readers because of the surge in global mobility from emerging markets. And of course they also have clients who are multinationals. One of the things that really impressed the judges was that what shone through the entry was their high ethics and values, which were reflected in a high-touch service and good client relationships, which is all underpinned by excellent value for money. So altogether, Alan, sounds like the perfect niche independent service. So it's great to have you here today. So Alan, why then did you enter the Service Provider Award, and what do you think you gained by going through the entry process?
Right, Fiona, I'm quite selective about the awards that we enter because it takes a lot of time and effort, and I want the reassurance that the selection process is professional and thorough. I've previously been a judge, and I know that it is a very fair and independent process. We gain a lot out of writing an entry such as this because it really makes you think about your organisation, its values, the employees, products, services and achievements. and we wanted to be recognised for our specialist services. In some ways, I liken it to writing a CV.
Well, you obviously don't have to do that for yourself.
No.
But also, in some respects, as people have commented before, it is a bit like writing something for a tender process. So that is it's also
Yes.
a useful experience. Yeah, great. So how important is your relationship, do you think, with your clients? And do you think that you consider it that you work in partnership with your clients?
Yeah, this is extremely important to it. It's the most important part of our business, really, and that's why we've been successful. Just by way of example, the business was formed in 1995, and we started working with our first major client in 1998, and we're still working together with them 17 years later. I think with all of our clients, and I'm very proud of the whole team here for the relationships that they maintain with those clients, and everybody does go the extra mile to deliver the client service requirements.
Yes, and in fact, we were highlighting in our winter issue, there was a feature on National Grid, which is one of your clients, and they talked about your relationship, and this provides excellent pointers for organisations outsourcing and your approach. So do you think that reflects the sort of relationship?
I think that article, and we've very much appreciated the opportunity of working with Sandra from National Grid in writing that article, because I think it reinforces how we've developed our partnerships, and that's been a partnership which is about 13 years now, but it fully demonstrates how we work together and how closely we work together.
Brilliant. And the judges also praised your entry, well, all the way through, obviously, but for the content, the relevance of it, and particularly the attachments, and the whole tone, which they felt demonstrated the company's ethos. And that is what, from what I understand, a flat structure, but also the passion and pride and loyalty of your staff. So would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, that is a fantastic acknowledgement of the reality of IPM. As I said a few minutes ago, it is about the passion, pride and loyalty of the employees, and that's why we're successful. And I'm so delighted it came through in the submission we made.
Great. And then also, I mean, you did mention in your submission about exciting development plans and the Growth Accelerator Programme, for example. I mean, without giving away trade secrets, are things going well? And you've got exciting ambitions for 2015?
Yes, it's going very well. It's highly competitive, as we all know, but the business is continue to go in the right direction. We had a good increase in revenue last year. We want to replicate that again this year, and we're putting a lot of effort into that. And the Growth Accelerator Programme was certainly very helpful to us in sort of putting the business strategy together and our growth plans.
And what's your sort of feeling about either hot industries that will probably be needing your help, or particular countries and regions? I mean, just off the top of your head, your personal thoughts.
Assignees are clearly going to emerging countries a lot more than they were before. I think in terms of our client base, we're very fortunate. We have a real cross-sector of industries, and we want to keep it that way. So we're always talking to organisations with the sort of right profile for us. We are a small organisation, and we do not want to be overwhelmed with an assignment program that is too big for us to handle. So it's not the size of the organisation, it's the size of the assignment program that interests us.
So back to IPM and the win. How important was winning the Relocation Service Provider or Team of the Year to yourself, your team, your clients?
It was fantastically important. It is a great acknowledgement, testimony to the employees of what they have achieved. We are very proud to be the winner, and not only does it sort of raise the profile of the business, but it also motivates the employees and clients alike, because clients want to be associated with success as well.
Brilliant.
And I think very importantly, it also demonstrates that there is a place for the smaller business, and that we can very successfully punch above our weight.
Yeah.
I know there's often a cynical view that it's only the big boys who win these things, but we're testament to the fact that that's not true.
No, absolutely. So you would recommend other people entering?
I would recommend other people entering, and we should be entering again. I don't know how many other organisations have entered second and third time and won in consecutive years, but yeah, we'll give it a good try.
Brilliant, brilliant. And then one final thing, what do you think of the Gala Awards dinner, and how did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed it very much. It's very professional, it's in delightful surroundings, and it's totally a very professionally organised event, and it's a pleasure to be there.
Well, Alan, thank you so much. It's been excellent talking to you, and we wish you all the best for 2015.
It's worth adding that winning this award is a great way of celebrating your achievements, motivating your team, and getting recognition for a job well done. By helping to differentiate your company from its competitors, it can also be a valuable sales and PR tool. Our final category today is one that was new for last year's awards, Immigration Team of the Year. It's sponsored by Smithstone Walters. Immigration, of course, is high on the global mobility agenda. Employers are increasingly aware of the challenges they face in dealing with immigration and visa issues, and of the risks involved if they fail to comply with regulations. Above all, they need trustworthy advice to ease the burden of immigration in a cost-effective way. And this category recognises providers of specialist immigration support to companies that are relocating employees and their families. Any organisation involved in relocation on the corporate or supplier side is eligible. This includes specialist immigration companies, relocation management teams with an immigration section, HR teams working with external suppliers, relocation management companies or destination service providers, and in-house corporate immigration departments. Fiona, why should immigration teams enter this category?
Well, as with several of our other categories, winning this award is a fantastic way for suppliers to showcase their company and its products and services. For HR, winning this award is a prestigious, high-profile way of gaining recognition for your contribution to the lives of employees and their families, and to your company, and of motivating and engaging your whole team. Entering this award provides a useful opportunity to benchmark your achievements against those of other companies.
And are there any particular points that teams entering this category should bear in mind?
It's important that supplier entrants explain their service and its purpose and provide proof of the contribution the service makes to business success in the relocation context. Corporates should illustrate how their approach to immigration has enhanced their organisation's reputation, aided recruitment and retention, contributed to take-up of mobility and supported international assignments. As for all our categories, full details and a downloadable entry form are available on the website. Our first winner, Smithstone Walters, was commended by the judges for a confident and well-crafted entry that showed excellent service delivery through examples and testimonials that bring everyday stories to life. The judges praised the team's understanding of the role of immigration within relocation.
James Walters of Smithstone Walters contributed to the great UK immigration debate in the autumn 2014 issue of Relocate magazine. And of course, a case study on the Smithstone Walters win can be found in the summer 2014 issue, and they're both available on the website, of course. In our next webinar, we'll hear a short interview with James Walters. Well, that's just about it for today. Our closing date for entries is Friday the 13th of March. That's only 5 weeks away now, so this really is the time to start work on your entry. You can send it to us as soon as it's ready, no need to wait until the closing date.
Yes, Louise, and we would remind listeners that the entry process for all the categories is very straightforward. All you have to do is download an entry form from our website, complete the form in full, submit your completed form by email to awards@relocatemagazine.com by Friday the 13th of March with supporting documentation.
In a special extra webinar available from the 16th of February, Sue Shortland, a long-standing Relocate Awards judge, will be looking at how to maximise your chances of winning, with hints and tips on making your submission stand out from the crowd. So do tune in. And remember, you'll find more guidance, plus the answers to frequently asked questions, on the website. Issue 3 of our online awards newsletter is now available. It features profiles of all the categories we've covered today. Sign up for future issues to keep up to speed. If you need advice on which category is best for you, please call or email us. Fiona, is there anything you'd like to add?
Just to say that if you're attending Worldwide ERC's EMEA conference in London next week, you could be just the sort of forward-thinking entrant we're seeking for this year's Relocate Awards. There's free registration for HR and suppliers. Visit the events section of our website for details. And don't forget to book your tickets for Relocate's International Networking Reception, which is being held at the Institute of Directors in Pall Mall on the evening of Wednesday the 11th of February, following the conference day. Meet our correspondents, find out how to enter the Relocate Awards and join in with our global community. Again, you can reserve your places via the events section of our website.
And if you want to take advantage of the fabulous publicity the awards will generate in the run-up to the Gala Awards dinner on Thursday the 14th of May and coverage in Relocate magazine and on the web, why not sponsor a category? For details, call or email Annabelle Latham.
In our next webinar of the 2014-15 series, which will be available from 11 a.m. on Friday the 20th of February, we'll hear from some of last year's winners. Please email awards@relocatemagazine.com with the questions and topics you would like us to cover. Thank you for listening.